Alright guys, Daniel here. So I'm just gonna get back into the coding like I said I would, and the first step is to actually just write a lot of C++ and yeah, just start writing C++ all over again. And I did forget a lot of this. I don't even know if I can still code properly, but great thing is I'm using my 60% keyboard, very small, and I just love the feel of it. I might bring back my Keychron keyboard soon, but not now. Okay, so where do I even start? Right, so I'm just gonna basically try and write the commands that I remember and just try and run them and see if I forgot anything. If I did, I'll just check up with my CPP Python GitHub repository that I already have locally, that I will just go in one of the files and just check what I need to remember, and I'll just remember the things from there, and then I'll just continue typing it on my test.cpp file. Yeah. Okay, so what did I want to do? Okay, I was opening up my terminal, trying to navigate over to my CPP Python directory. CPP Python, wait, cd cpp ls clear cdcpp. All of these things that I'm doing, I haven't done in such a long time. It's crazy. I'm not even exaggerating. I have not been coding. But we're back. I have my Seattle coffee. This mug actually belongs to my mother, but I have caffeine in here. It's not actually Seattle coffee caffeine, but I'm just using the cup. Let me navigate to test. Should be in here. Okay, so how I run the program is g++ test.cpp, and there we go, ls, and then I say a.out, and then the program runs. Okay, so let's just write a simple hello world program. So std cout hello world world. Okay, std end line. Well, I haven't done that in a long time, so you'll excuse me. I'm just gonna compile, clear, and then I'm gonna run the program, and there we go, hello world. Not quite spelled properly, but you get the gist. So at least I still know how to write hello world. I don't know what else I should do. Maybe a basic for loop. For do we use braces? Okay, so for, I'm just gonna say for auto I is equals to 0, I smaller than count. We'll just initialize count. I think it's int count is equals to 9, and I plus, and then for every what is it, increment of I, I'm gonna print std cout, maybe print out I, actually do it std end line, no, std, okay, end line. All right, let's see if we can compiles, run. There we go, hello world, and 0 to 8, because it starts off at 0 and in increments 9 times, so it's gonna be 0 to 8. Okay, so I wrote my first hello world program. I don't even know what to do from here on out. Maybe vectors, maybe functions. Let's see, let's start with, I don't even know. Hey, let's try and create a vector. Let's see what vectors are. Looping through vectors without iterators. We need to keep track of the size of the vector, whereas if we use iterators, we don't need to do that. So this is how you instantiate your vector, and okay, the type, and you can initialize it automatically. We're not using iterators. I forgot how iterators work. and we add to the vector using dot push back, and I think you eliminate elements using pop. I have so much to learn. I'm not in the mood, honestly. I think I'll also want to learn about functions. I'm just going to try and do too many things at once, just so that I don't waste my time. Not waste my time doing one thing at a time, basically. There's an error in there, but I want functions. I don't know where I'm going to get functions. I'll just go to STL. Wow, okay, max, pay. So this is a function, it's a void function, print. Okay, so let me just create a function here. Create a function that prints. Alright, so it's a void function, void. So I'm gonna name it print. It's gonna take two parameters, no, one parameter. That's gonna take how many times it's supposed to print, and right, let me just give it what it should print. So it's going to take an std string. So obviously I need to include it, include string. And how do I do this again? Okay, so std cout. Okay, so string needs to have have a name. The variable needs to have a name, so I'm just gonna say it's s. Std cout s and std end line. Okay, there we go. So I'll just remove everything here. Just get rid of all that. All right, so let's run the function print. Okay. S name is equals to John, or whatever, and we're gonna pass in print, and we're gonna pass in John, or S name, sorry. I can't type anymore, I haven't coded in so long, it's crazy. So there we go, we're just gonna run this program now. And out, John has been printed, so this function works, that's great. What do we do now? So let's try and pass in a number. Void. Nah, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it. We're gonna take stds, not stds, int. We're gonna pass in I, it's an integer. We're gonna pass in 10, or maybe we should tell it how many times it should print. So s name maybe print it 10 times. So it's also going to take in a number, int print iteration, maybe that. I'll just comment this out for now, and then we'll just initialize it to 0 if anything, unless we actually specify. Then we'll say for, okay, we'll just start with an if loop. Yeah, let's start with an if loop. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. If print iteration is greater than 0, then for, so for auto I is equals to 0, I is smaller than print iteration, and I increment. So let's std cout string. Wait, what? Std. I don't know why I didn't just copy this one, but it is what it is. Wait, I didn't even call the function. Wait, I did. So I'm gonna compile that, and I'm gonna run that. So there we go. So John, whatever. It's supposed to run the exact number of times, 10 times. yeah. So clean up my code a little bit. So that is printing with two variables or two parameters. Let's see if we can make use of a vector here. So not 2D vector, just main. Okay, so let's create a vector. So we first have to include it. Include vector. So I'll just create a what? Maybe a function that loops through a vector and prints out whatever's in the vector. So void print vector. Yeah, okay. We do that. I'm not used to using this keyboard because ever since I put it on my desk, I haven't really used it to program. So yeah, std vector. We're gonna take in an int or a long, but let's just keep it int. Let's just name it my vector. And then we're gonna say std. So how are we gonna loop through a vector? So I think we say for. So it's like my cup is making sounds. This is the standard way of looping through things, but I think I'm just gonna start learning how to use iterators all over again in one go, just so that I don't waste time. Because I'm a veteran of C++, right? So, okay, well, it was in here, wasn't it? There we go. So, how you declare an iterator is you're gonna, okay, so there's no include of iterator, but we'll have std vector and iterator, which is I, fine. Let's see. And then we're gonna say we'll be able to change the value of x because it's a reference program. Okay, whatever. How do we use I to iterate? Okay, so this is also another way of looping. So this is the newer way. I think this was introduced in C++. 14, I think, in 2014. So I don't want to get into these complicated ways of looping through things. I just want to go to iterators. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of this, get rid of that, and go to iterators. Where is it again? Okay, there we go. So just for tutorial, okay, there we go. Numbers. So this is a vector with numbers, and then this is the vector iterators, and you set the iterator to the first. You set it to the beginning of the vector, which is iterator it numbers.begin. So also, by the way, you don't need to use iterators. You can just use that other method that I showed, and I think it's right here, this way. This uses iterators under the hood. You don't really have to use this method that I'm trying to go for right now. Although I want to relearn it, well, not relearn, really just revise it, just so that it can get back into my head. Okay, so we set this, we initialize this to the beginning of the numbers array, and then we're going to say while iterator is not yet equals to numbers.end, which is this .end. So .end is a method. No, is a method. Yes, .end is a method of this type of vector. So while it's not yet equals to that, just do all of this stuff. Okay, I'll just try and do that. So we already have a vector here. So I'm going to set the iterator std vector, which is an integer. Iterator it. We're going to initialize it to my vector dot begin, and now we're going to loop. So we're going to say while, right, while the while it is not yet equals to while it's not yet equals to what's it called, my vector dot end, which is a method, then do this std cout. So we're going to print our is it it, it's not, and then we're going to increment it plus plus. So these are pointers, and dealing with pointers that I need to go and relearn how to deal with this sort of thing. So I forgot how all of this works, but yeah, I think if there's anything that I need to go back and try and relearn, it's most definitely iterators. No, not iterators, but pointers, and dealing with pointers, because you always have your work cut out with pointers, always. See what I mean? So let's see what I did wrong. So I'm trying to see out. It's probably because I'm trying to print out something that is unprintable. I'm trying to print out a type that is not convertible, something like that. I forgot. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we compiled it, and now we're gonna run it out. So there we go. John. Wait, does it even run? Print vector? No. I'm just gonna comment out this print, and I'm gonna say print vector. Run that, but we need to pass in a vector. So we're gonna declare a vector here, std vector, that's of the type integer, and we're gonna say vec is equals to 1 2 3 4 55 66, and let's see now, there we go, and semicolon at the end. We're gonna pass in vec as a parameter, and we should be good. Let's try and run that. Compile that. We don't have any errors, and we're gonna run it. There we go. 1 2 3 4 55 66, just like how we declared it here. So we created, or we declared this variable vector. It's a vector. We initialized it. We passed it into the print vector function that we created up here. We passed it as a parameter. We initialized our iterator, and we used the iterator to loop through all the elements inside of this vector, and we printed everything out while we incremented to the next one until we reached the end. So basically that's it. This was just basically me revising C++. As you can see, these are the absolute basics. If you know what vectors are, or the standard STL library. I'm being redundant, but that's basically it. And I'm just gonna keep doing this every day until I get back to the level that I was in C++. And my goal ultimately is to get into competitive programming. I've been saying that I want to get into it. I have never competed on Code Forces. I've never competed on Code Chef. Anyway, I've never done anything anyway. The only things that I've done was just write algorithms or solve algorithmic problems on LeetCode and HackerRank. And that was that. So I'm really hoping that I can get back to where I was, and just, yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.